Okay. So have a lift underneath you, like a blanket or a block or something, or maybe a pillow, um, and come to a comfortable seat. So that if you notice your knees are kind of above your hips, you might want to raise the ground a little bit. Okay, so if cross-legged is not comfortable, you can sit with like the legs behind, right? That might be something that's comfortable to you. Have a nice tall spine. Draw the shoulders up towards the ears, let them rest on the back. And I invite you to bring your hands in towards your waist. Softly close the eyes. And we'll just kind of be here for a moment. So if the eyes closed isn't comfortable to you, just look down at the ground. And pay attention to the sounds around you, kind of noticing the busyness happening around. And then bring your awareness to your breath and notice just kind of where you feel the breathing. Maybe you feel it in your face, in your nose, in your throat, or in your chest. Try not to change it, just notice it. Notice any tightness in the body. And we'll start to deepen the breath. So take a deep breath in through your nose. Pause at the top. And maintain the length in the side body and through the crown of the head as you exhale out through an open mouth, but keep the length in the spine. So repeat that again, inhaling up that central channel of your spine. Pause at the top, keep the length as you exhale. One more time, inhale. Keep the lift as you exhale out through an open mouth. And I invite you to just set an intention for today, something that you would like to cultivate through class. So that might be to just relax or let go, maybe to build strength. And if you can't think of anything, that's okay. And blink your eyes open. Let's do this. Okay, so stay seated. I'm so grateful that you're here. Clasp the hands, press the palms forward. Draw the shoulders up towards the ears and then root the shoulders back. So keep that action, but notice the ribs. So squeeze, tone the belly, and then knit the ribs up and in, rather than puffing the ribs out. And then press the thumb and pinky side evenly forward, squeezing right behind the triceps. You can close the eyes here if that feels good, or just keep them open. And we'll come into the breath. So deep breath in through the nose. Deep breath out. 2 more times. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Let go. 1 more time. Inhale. Exhale, let go. Keep the arms where they are. Keep the hands clasped. And inhale, bring the arms overhead. Now, if this is a lot and the elbows are rounding and the head's coming forward, just separate the hands. Press the palms up towards the ears. Keep working the shoulders on the back. Keep knitting the ribs up and in. Right, so you might be here, maybe even taking the arms a little bit wider, right? But if you're okay here and the shoulders are good, you can clasp the hands. Press the thumbs and pinky side up towards the sky. Keep knitting the ribs in. Maybe gaze up to the sky, starting to fire up the arms a little bit. Inhale. Exhale, let go. I've been doing this a lot, especially being on the computer so much, just in the neck and shoulders. 1 more breath, inhale. Exhale, release the right hand to the mat. Get length in the side body as you exhale that left arm over the top of the cheek. Work your right shoulder blade up and back, tone the belly, and then work that left shoulder blade up and back. Now, if the elbow's rounding, Again, take the forearm a little bit further away from the cheek so you can straighten that top arm. Maybe you can take a little bit closer, maybe taking the gaze up to the sky. Keep that left sitting bone grounding down rather than lifting up. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, left hand to the mat, get length. So keep both sitting bones grounding. If you notice that that right sitting bone lifts up, just come a little bit further away from the floor. So get length in the right side. Exhale, release over towards the left. Work that left shoulder blade up and back. And then that right shoulder blade up and back. Tone the belly. Again, if the elbow's rounding, take it further away from the base or the cheek. Inhale. Exhale it out. One more time. Inhale, rise up. Good. Exhale the arms down. And we'll come to a tabletop position on our mat. So move your things away. If you need a blanket underneath the knees, right, you can just pad your, kind of bring that blanket down and bring your knees onto the mat. Okay? And then take your fingertips nice and wide. And then take the chest toward the shoulders overneath the wrists and then root the hips back. I'm just rocking back and forth. Forward and back. Warming up the wrists a little bit, especially with all the typing that we do and computer work that we do. And then come to center, and then this time take the hands over towards the right and the left, kind of turning them this way. And then keeping the palms down, press the palms down, so fingertips towards the sides of the mat. And then just rock the body right and left. Even bend the elbows as you kind of go to that one side. Keep toning the belly. Now, option to stay here or start to work the fingertips pointing behind you. Now, if that's a lot to keep the palms down, only go as so far as you could go to keep the palm down on the mat, okay? So that might just be out to the side, but maybe you can start working the fingertips to point towards the knees, keeping the palms down. And then maybe you can take the hips back, all maybes, right? All suggestions, so listen to your body here. Keep toning the belly. Stretching out the wrists, going as far as you could go to keep those palms down on the mat. Breathe into it, inhale. Exhale, release. And then inhale, shift the body forward, and then bring the fingertips forward again. All right, so now, fingertips nice and wide, evenly spaced. Press the thumb and index fingers down more so than the pinky side. Index finger parallel to each other and to the mat. Okay? Walk the knees back a little bit further. And then draw the shoulders onto the back. Keep that action, knit the ribs up and in, rather than arching the back. So squeeze the belly, tone the belly. Tuck the toes behind you. Hug everything into the midline of the body, and then just lift the knees up and hover. Tone the belly. And breathe. Inhale. Exhale here. Beautiful. Option to maybe lift the right foot. You don't have to. Kind of feeling some fire in that left leg. Bring that right leg down. Switch sides. Maybe lift the left foot. Bring that left foot down, drop the knees, take the feet together, knees nice and wide, and then root the hips back towards the heels. Child pose. Walk the hands forward. Rest the head either on a block or on the floor. Right? If this is not comfortable to you, you can kind of raise the floor. If you have some kind of a yoga block or something, you can just put your head on the block. That's an option. You can always come here if you need it, but not right now. So inhale, bring shift forward. No, I'm just kidding. Anytime you can go to child pose. Okay, so root into the hands, nice and wide. Thumbs and index fingers rooting down. Again, Shoulders onto the back, squeeze the belly in. So keep that action and then press into the right leg, lift the right leg behind you, flex the right foot a lot, but tack that right hip down rather than lifting it up. Tack it down to square the hips, lifting from the inner thigh, tone the belly. If this is a lot, you can bring that foot down to the ground. Okay, you don't have to lift. But if you need a little bit more, add a lift there. Option to come to the fingertips of the left hand. Again, just an option. Maybe cactus that left arm, maybe bring that left arm forward, right? So again, option 1 here, option 2, option 3, okay? Tone the belly, gazing down, press into the right hand, left foot, left leg, if the limbs are lifted. Inhale. Exhale, release. One more breath. Inhale. Exhale, release. Beautiful. Option 2. Side 2. Here we go. So nice and evenly spaced hands, pressing thumb and index fingers into the earth. Inhale, draw the belly in, lift the left leg up behind you, tack that left hip down, flex the back foot like you're pressing into a wall, but really activate that left glute. Maybe come to the fingertips of the right hand, extend forward. If this is too much, you might just be here. Right? Keep toning the belly. Same action. Press into the left hand, right foot. Ear in line with the bicep if that right arm is lifted. Inhale. Exhale, release. One more breath. Inhale. Exhale. Let go. Okay, here we go. Walk the knees back a little bit further. Hug everything into the midline of the body. Fingertips nice and spaced. Take the chest towards the thighs. Keep your knees bent a lot, okay? Hips up towards the sky. And then start to work the heels towards the floor. Keep the arm bones lifting. Downward facing dog. Drop the knees again. Come back to tabletop. All right, so we're going to review that. So come to sitting for a moment, and I'll show some, typically what happens in downward facing dog is the back rounds a lot, right? And people want to get their heels to the floor, right? So what I'd suggest is taking the feet wider, bend the knees, take your chest towards your thighs, get your hips up to the sky. So you might be here, this like V shape, okay? Then you can start to work the heels towards the floor, keeping that those arm bones lifted. But that might not happen, so you might be here, okay? So we'll come back to that tabletop position, all right? Re-engage, fingertips nice and wide, index fingers parallel to each other. Inhale, lift the knees, take the chest back towards the thighs, keep your hips up toward the sky, then start to work the heels to the floor. Arm bones, the arm bones are lifting up. Tone the belly. Beautiful. Inhale. Exhale it out. 2 more times, just like that. Inhale. I know. Exhale it out. 1 more breath. Inhale. Gorgeous. Exhale. Walk the feet towards the hands. Take the feet hip widths apart. Bend the knees, take the hands to the hips, work the shoulder blades up and back, press into the earth, inhale, rise up, shake it out. Whew. Okay, we're standing, this is good. All right, so if you have blocks, that would be great, right? You can bring the blocks on the tall side to the front of the mat, okay? If not, that's okay, all right? You can always, too, use furniture, use a chair, or a couch or something to help give you more of a lift. So we'll take the feet hip widths apart. Hug the legs in towards each other, right? So what I'm doing is I'm hugging my heels into the middle of the mat to kind of activate my inner thighs. Keep that action, toes parallel to each other, little bend in the knees, take hands to hips, and then bend the legs. Take the chest towards the thighs. Really get your hips back, okay? So take one hand to like your low spine, your sacrum here. Feel that curve in the spine. Keep that as you start to straighten the legs. Start to lead with the heart to bow forward. If the back starts to round, bend the knees, take the shoulder blades up and back. So you might just be here, okay? Maybe hands on a chair, on a bench or something. But then you can start to lead with the heart to go a little bit deeper, keeping that curve in the spine, maybe taking feet a little bit closer, coming into full pose, okay? If you can maintain the integrity in the spine, go for it, right? Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Good. Inhale, half lift. Take the right foot and step the right foot back. Bring the back knee down. Okay? So again, you could take a blanket and pad the back knee if this is a lot. Walk the back knee back a little bit further than you think, so you're not directly on the kneecap. Okay? The front knee, the left knee, make sure the left knee is in line with the left ankle and not forward of the toes. Right? So making like a right angle with that left leg. Take your left hip back, right hip forward. Okay? Hands to front thighs. Shoulders in line with the hips. Option to stay here, maybe rooted to the earth, lift the back knee up. Warrior one with the back heel lifted. If this is a lot on your balance, just bring that back knee down. Keep squaring the hips. Take your right arm forward. Inhale the shoulder up towards the ear, plug that shoulder back, and lift that right arm up towards the sky. Keep the belly in, the ribs in, and then maybe stay here or start to take a side stretch. You could, if you want to go further, left hand grabs right wrist. You can always do this with that back knee down, getting a side stretch in the right side. Good, inhale, rise up, exhale down, take that right hand to the mat. You can bring that back knee down again, like I said, like before. And then the eye of the elbow, so right here, that right elbow spins forward. So hug the right palm in towards the left leg. Kind of activates to spin that eye of the elbow forward, create space in the shoulder. Take the left hand to hip. Work that left shoulder back. Option to stay here. Maybe lift the back knee. Maybe top arm up towards the sky. Taking the twist. One more breath. Exhale, bring that knee down. Step that left leg back to meet the right. Feet together, knees apart. Child's pose. Stretch it out. Inhale. Exhale, let go. Beautiful. Come back to that tabletop position. Plant the hands. Hug everything into the midline. Think about downward facing dog, right? So belly engaged, toning the belly. Hug the legs in, lift the knees. Take the chest back towards the thighs. Arm bones lift, hips up towards the sky. Then maybe start to work the legs straight. You don't have to. If the back is rounding, I'd suggest keeping the knees bent. Good, walk the feet towards the hands. Keep the feet hip widths apart, a little bit wider. Take hands to hips, shoulder blades up and back. Inhale, root to rise. Woo. I can't see you, but I hope you're still here and everything's okay. Okay, so we'll come into that forward fold again, and then we'll do the same thing on the right side. Or left side, sorry. So hands to hips, bend the legs, chest towards the thighs, shoulder blades up and back. Coming into that forward fold, start to work the legs straight, right? Noticing that curve in the low spine, the base of the spine. Lead with the heart to bow forward. The head just kind of follows. Maybe hands to blocks, maybe hands to floor. Maybe feet together, all maybes. Notice where you're at. Good, inhale, half lift. Step the left leg back, and then bring that back knee down. So again, you may have to adjust, right? So making sure that you're not directly on that back knee, that left knee, so walking that left leg back a little further, and then the right knee lines up with the right ankle. Tap your right hip back, left hip forward. Take hands to front thighs. So you might have a blanket underneath that back knee if you need it. Shoulders in line with the hips. Now, option to stay here with that back knee down. Maybe root into the earth with the feet. Lift the back knee up. I'm tacking my right hip back, left hip forward. And then take that left arm in front of you, okay? Draw the shoulder up towards the ear. Plug the shoulder back, tone the belly, lift that left arm up overhead. Take your right hand to hip. Option to start to get length in the left side as you take a stretch over towards the right leg. Maybe right hand grabs left wrist, taking that side stretch. Inhale. Exhale it out. One more time, inhale. Good, exhale it out, release. Bring that left hand to the mat. That back knee can always be down here, okay? Get length in the side body. Take your right hand to your right hip. Work that right shoulder back. Get length in the side body. Eye of that left elbow spins forward. You might just be here. You might be here. Maybe top arm lifts. I'm still working this right shoulder up and back by twisting at the ribs. So I'm working my right ribs back, left ribs forward. Keep that back thigh lifted if the knee is lifted. Inhale. Beautiful. Exhale, release. Step back, bring that left knee down, work the right leg back to meet the left. Tabletop position. And then shift the chest forward, walk the knees back. So you're in like a modified plank pose, okay? So from here, tone the belly, squeeze the backside, shoulders onto the back, okay? Now, if you know plank pose, by all means, lift the knees, right? But if your hips are dropping, I'd suggest drop the knees. I know we're still in plank. I know. Keep holding. Keep breathing. Beautiful. One more breath. Inhale. Exhale. Drop the knees. Now, shift the torso forward. Bend at the elbows. Lower down. Keep the shoulder blades up and back and find your way to your belly. Whew. Click the tops of the toes down. Take the arms forward. We'll come into Sphinx pose. Okay? So have the elbows elbow creases slightly forward of the shoulders. Okay? Click the tops of the toes nice and flat. Squeeze the backside so the knees lift. Okay? Really toning the glutes. Take a look at the belly button. And then keeping that action, keeping that lift, work the shoulder blades up and back. Hug the elbows in towards the waist. Bring your chest between the biceps. And breathe. Inhale. Exhale, release. Keep the legs active. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Gorgeous. Take a rest. Take the thumbs to the base of the chest. Keep the legs active. Working the shoulder blades up and back. Hug the palms back towards the waist to bring your chest forward. So inhale and lift up. Squeeze the backside, tone the belly. If the shoulders are coming forward, bend the elbows to work the shoulders back more. Right? So you might just be here, maybe here. Maybe you can come up high, arms straighter, right? But my backside is really engaged and my belly is really engaged to do this. If you feel any lower back pain, come out of that. One more breath, inhale. Beautiful, exhale through tabletop. Find your way to downward facing dog. Maybe bending one knee, maybe bending the other. Keep those arm bones lifting, hands nice and active and evenly spaced, nice and wide. Check that the index finger and the ring finger, they tend to knock in towards each other. So keep them evenly spaced. Beautiful, drop the knees. And then we'll take, coming into the left hand, kickstand that left foot out towards the side, right? So I'll kind of show it, let me show you on the right side first what it looks like. So I'm gonna take that right foot out like towards the side, like a little gate, like, and then I'm gonna take my left leg straight out from the hip, kind of here. Left hand comes onto the hips, okay? So now with my grounded arm, what I'm doing, I'm hugging that right palm in towards the midline so that my elbow crease spins forward, coming into like a side plank. So we'll do this on the right side. Sorry, I know I said the left, but we'll do it on the right. All right, so I have the elbow spins forward, take the left hand to hip, okay? Now option to stay here, maybe lift the left leg. Flex that left foot, lift from the inner thigh. Draw the belly in. Right, if this is a lot, you can keep that foot down. Keep lifting. Maybe top arm to the sky. Inhale. Exhale it out. One more breath, stay lifted. Inhale. Exhale, release. Whew. Hello, hips. All right, we'll come to the left side. So kickstand that left foot out toward the side. That eye of the elbow spins forward. So you can create shoulder space. Pressing into the earth, take that right leg out straight from the hip. Take right hand to hip, right? You can always be here with that back leg down. Tone the belly. Maybe lift that right thigh, that right foot up. Lifting from the inner thigh, maybe top arm to sky. Flex the right foot like you're pressing into a wall. Tone the belly. Inhale. Exhale, release. Keep lifted, I know. One more time. Inhale. Exhale, come down. Oh my goodness. Tabletop position. Feet together, knees apart. Child's pose. Take a deep breath here. Walk the hands over towards the right side and then take your hips over towards the left. So to do that, I'm lifting my hips a little bit forward, coming off my heels, and then walking my hips over towards the left side, getting a side stretch in that left side body. Maybe you rest the head down. You might just be here, right? You might even just kind of be here, getting a stretch, almost like a twisted tabletop. Good, inhale, lift the hips, take the arms over towards the left, taking the hips to the right. Inhale, exhale, let go. Inhale. Good. Walk the hands to center. Tuck the toes underneath you. Downward facing dog. Hands nice and even. Toes pointing straight forward. And then walk the feet towards the hands. Feet hip widths apart. Hands to hips. Shoulder blades up and back. Tone the belly. Root into the earth. Rise up. Inhale the arms up overhead. Exhale the arms down. Good. Keeping the feet hip widths apart, bend the legs, take the chest towards the thighs. Really bowing forward. Tone the belly, and then hug the heels in towards each other without letting the knees knock in together, right? So I'll kind of face this way so you can see. So I'm hugging my heels in, but keeping my knees in line with my third toe, second and third toe. Right, so keep that action. Tone the belly, cactus the arms, okay? Keep the legs where they are and just lift the torso. Tuck the pelvis a little bit. Option to stay here, maybe straighten the arms, chair pose. Maybe coming down a little bit lower. Do we feel this in our legs? I know, I feel it. I'm shaking. Tone the belly. Go a little bit lower. Good. Inhale, root to rise. Shake it out. Gorgeous. We'll take a wide stance, okay, on your mat. So what that looks like is, like, I usually kind of judge this by taking my wrists over the ankles. That's how kind of wide I know how wide to go. Turn the toes slightly in, heels slightly out, okay? Hug the legs in towards each other, hug the feet in towards each other to fire up the inner thighs, okay? And then I'm gonna try to mirror you here. We'll see how this goes. Take your right toes and turn the right toes out, okay? Now bend into that right leg, and again, making sure that you're long enough, because if you're not long enough, right, and you're bending, that front knee comes over the toes. So what I need to do is I need to go wider, I need to go longer. So that if I bend deeper, that knee tracks over the ankle, okay? Take your forearm to your front thigh. Keep that back thigh lifting. Take your left hand to your hip, okay? Now tuck your right hip under, left hip back, and then work your right ribs under, left ribs back. So you're opening up to the side. Take your left hand forward. Inhale, root that left shoulder up towards the ear, plug it back. Exhale that bicep over cheek. If this is a lot and doesn't feel good to you, just keep your left hand on your hip and working that shoulder back. Side angle, tone the belly. Maybe gaze up to the sky. Hug those feet in. I know, legs are cooking. Good. Inhale, rise up, warrior two. Stay bent in that front leg. Track that front knee over the third toe. Shoulders in line with the hips. So if you notice your torso's forward, shift the torso back. Back arm lifts as much as the front. And then gaze over the third finger. Stay bent. I know this is a long time. Nice and strong warrior. Inhale. Good. Straighten the front leg, arms overhead. Exhale, bend in that front leg. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. One more time. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Gorgeous. Spin the back heel down, or up, sorry. And then either step back through tabletop or we'll meet in downward facing dog. Arm bones lift. Walk the feet towards the hands. Little bend in the knees, take hands to hips. Bend the legs. Cactus the arms, tone the belly, chair pose again. Hug the heels in towards each other. Maybe arms straighten. Maybe, I know we have some strong people here, come to the tippy toes, maybe lift the heels. Not calling anybody out, Janelle. You got this, girl. Stephanie. Maybe squat a little lower. Good, keep the heels lifted. Exhale, release, shake it out. We'll come to that wide stance. You guys are amazing. Okay, so again, wrists over ankles, okay? And then turn the left toes out to point straight toward the front of the mat. Okay, so again, adjusting your stance, so when you bend into that front leg, that front knee tracks over the ankle and not over the toes. Okay, you can get a little deeper. Keep that back thigh lifting, take forearm to front thigh. Good, tuck your right hip under, left hip back. Work your, oh sorry, I see, I'm mirroring. left hip under, right hip back, and then work your left shoulder blade up and back, okay? Option to keep your right hand on your hip, maybe take the arm forward, root the shoulder up towards the ear, plug the shoulder back as you take that top arm overhead. Maybe gaze to the sky. So what I'm doing here, I'm using my forearm to give me strength, to give me kind of a force to work my left ribs under, right ribs back. It helps me to open up a little bit. Hug the feet in towards each other. Inhale, rise up, warrior two. Track that front knee over the third toe. It tends to knock in. Back arm lifts as much as the front. Shoulders in line with the hips. Gaze over the front, the third finger. Inhale, straighten the leg, arms overhead. Ooh, that feels good. Exhale, lower. Keep tracking that knee over the third toe. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. One more time. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Good. We have to go the other side. So inhale, straighten. Turn the toes in. Take hands to hips. Okay. Work the shoulders up and back. Hug the feet in towards each other. Tone the belly. Start to lead with the heart. Bow forward. Keeping the hands on the hips. Right? If you want to go further, leading with the heart, maybe hands come to blocks, maybe to a chair, maybe to the floor. Keep hugging the feet in towards each other. Notice if you're leaning the hips back towards the heels or towards the toes. See if you can find even weight in the feet. Good. Little bend in the knees, take hands to hips. Inhale, root to rise. Heel toe, feet together. Shake it out. Gorgeous. All right, so we'll do a little more balancing here, okay? You can always use a wall if you need it, like a wall space. We're gonna come into tree pose, okay? But we'll build on it. I'll give you options. So bring the left foot down, okay? Toes nice and straight. And then come to the tippy toes of the right foot. Right heel lifts, okay? Have a little bend in that left leg. Take hands to hips. Press into the earth and lift the right knee up. So you might be here. Maybe you can come a little bit higher, okay? Root the hips back a little bit to give you some support, okay? Hands to hips. Inhale, open that leg up to the side. Exhale, close. So again, you might just be here, kind of doing this action, right? Maybe hand on wall. 2 more times. So inhale, open. Exhale, close. Inhale, open. Keep it open. Here are your options. So taking that right heel to your ankle, right? Maybe that right foot to shin. Maybe right hand grabs right ankle, and you bring it above the left kneecap and come to the inner thigh of that left leg. Hug into the leg, hug into the midline, okay? Hands to hips. Option, cactus the arms. Maybe arms reach up towards the sky. Maybe gaze up to the sky. Maybe close the eyes. Oh, the places we can go. But wherever you are, keep hugging that right foot into the left part of the leg, that left thigh. I almost imagine like a string is pulling me up towards the sky as I extend into the earth with my left foot, kind of like really straightening up towards the midline of the body. Exhale, release. Shake it out. Little dance move. I know. Hey, I've been cooped up, so I need a little bit of humor. All right, so right leg down, really rooting into the earth, toes nice and straight. And then come to the tippy toes, that left foot, left heel lifts, little bend in that right leg, so not so rigid, right? So you can kind of go with the flow. Press into the earth, lift that left leg maybe up a little bit, maybe it comes up pretty high, okay? Take the hips slightly back, tone the belly. Inhale, Open that leg to the side. Exhale, close. You can always have hands on hips. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. One more time. Inhale, open. Good. Keep it open. We'll find that tree pose. So either left heel to ankle, maybe to shin, maybe left hand grabs left ankle, go above the right knee. Take that foot to the inner thigh. Hug that foot into thigh. Think that string lifting up towards the sky. Ooh. Hold on, everybody. Sorry. I don't know where you guys all went. Can you guys still hear me? Something happened on my end.
Yes, we can hear you and see you.
Okay, perfect. I think I got a phone call and it like messed up where I was. All right, I can see you guys. Perfect. All right, so keep in that tree for one more breath. And then exhale, release that. Gorgeous, and straighten, kind of stretch it out a little bit. Okay, gorgeous. Nice, Karen, I can see you. That's beautiful. Okay. So we'll kind of cool down here a little bit. So slowly make your way to your back. And we'll just draw the knees in towards the chest a little bit. Just making some circles. Maybe taking the knees over towards the right side. And then reverse, take the knees over towards the left, just making the circles on the left side, allowing the circles to get a little bit bigger. Keep going. And then go with your breath, kind of stretching out the back a little bit. And then we'll plant the feet. And then take a look at your feet and making sure that the feet are parallel to each other. I know when I do this, my right foot always goes forward of the left. So keep them parallel with each other as you lower down. And then taking the heels a little bit further. So I think ankles slightly forward of the knees. And then take the fingertips up towards the sky, kind of bending at the elbows, okay? Squeeze the shoulder blades together to create some space. Press into the earth. Inhale, lift the hips. Draw the belly button to spine. Chin stays lifted. Inhale. Exhale it out. Keep the hips lifted. Tone the backside, tone the belly. Hug the heels in towards the waist. Inhale. Exhale, release the hips. Good. Now, inhale the hips again for a count of 2. Squeeze the top for 2. Exhale, lower down for 2. Inhale for 2. Hold at the top for 2. Exhale, lower down for 2. Repeat that 8 more times. Now, your 8 might be 4 or 3 or 1. Right? Go as much as you could go, whatever you feel. But letting the breath kind of guide you. So inhaling to lift for 2. Hold for 2. Exhale for 2. Keep going. Inhale. Exhale, lower. 3 more times, I think. Inhale. Exhale, lower. Inhale. Keep that chin lifting. Exhale, lower. Good. Inhale, last one. Stay lifted. Pump that heart towards the head by activating the legs. Lower down. Woo. Draw the knees in towards the chest. Making some circles. Cactus the arms. And then take the legs over towards the right side. gaze over towards the left shoulder. Now, if the elbows are or the wrists are lifted, you can straighten the arms out, like airplane arms. So the forearms rest down. Keep that left shoulder blade grounding down. Inhale, lift the legs to center. Exhale them over to the opposite side. Taking the gaze over towards the right shoulder. Maybe closing the eyes. Good, inhale. Exhale, release. Bring the legs to center. We'll stay on our backs a little bit longer. So cross the right ankle over the left thigh, okay? Now square the hips. So you might just be here taking your right hand to the inner thigh. Maybe the left leg lifts. Take your right hand between the windows of the legs and clasp behind the left leg with the hands. Maybe drawing the legs in. Keep both feet super active, super flexed. Maybe take the right forearm and gently open that right thigh up to the side. Taking the legs a little bit closer. If this is okay for you, maybe lifting the chest and lifting the head. Maybe lifting that left leg up towards the sky. I'm not going to show this, but maybe some of you can start working that right leg over your head. That's kind of where you're going. Keep the feet flexed. Gently release that left leg down. Keep the cross of the legs, all right, just like this. And we'll take the legs over towards the right, just taking that little twist. Rest your head down if it was lifted. Cactus the arms, draw the belly in. Good, inhale, switch the cross of the legs. So left ankle over right thigh, making like a figure four, okay? So you might just be here, kind of resting down, working that left hand gently into that left inner thigh to open up at the hip. Keep both feet, keep that left foot flexed to protect your knee. Maybe right leg lifts, maybe find the bind. So between the windows of the legs, clasping behind the leg rather than on top of the shin. It's not wrong, it's just different. And then working that left thigh left forearm into the inner thigh, flex both feet, maybe head lifts, draw the belly in. If you need a more active pose, maybe right leg up towards the sky, maybe left leg over your head. Inhale, exhale, release. And then bring that leg down, that right leg down. Keep the cross as is. Start to take the hips over towards the left. Rest your head down if it was lifted. Shoulder blades grounding. Maybe taking the gaze over towards the right shoulder. Drawing the belly in. Maybe close the eyes. Good, inhale. Slowly come up to sitting. So you may need a blanket underneath you or a pillow or a block, okay? Take the legs nice and wide. So flex the toes up towards the sky, okay? Typically, the feet either knock in or they knock out, okay? So really be mindful that the toes are up, kind of straight up towards the sky. Take the arms behind you. Work the shoulder blades up and back, pumping your heart forward, and then squeezing behind the kneecaps, rooting the legs into the earth. So making it really active here in the legs. Draw the belly in. Now, you might just be here, but maybe start forward fold. So if you know you have a nice curve in the spine, lead with the heart, start to walk the hands forward, finding your way towards the floor, but keep active in the feet, in the legs. right? If the back is kind of rounding, keep the hands behind you, working the shoulder blades up and back. Exhale down. And now keep breathing. Inhale, take the hands to the backs of the knees, bring the feet together, press the feet in towards each other. Again, hands behind you, working the shoulder blades up and back, okay? So pressing the feet in towards each other, opening up at the hips, right? So again, you might be here. Now, my knees are pretty high, all right? So I'm gonna keep my hands behind you, or behind, not behind you, behind me. But if you're pretty open in the hips, you can start to work the hands forward, right? But this doesn't feel good to me. My back rounds, so I keep my hands behind. But know your body, right? I don't want to limit anyone. Inhale. Exhale, let go. Good. Inhale, close the legs. Close the knees. And then make your way. Bring your feet in front of you, toes pointing nice and straight. Take the hands behind you, okay? So fingertips pointing towards the heels, okay? Feet hip widths apart. Work the shoulder blades up and back, pumping your heart forward. So you might just be here, okay? Kind of working this action. So I'm working my heart forward, shoulders back. Elbows are slightly bent, right? If this feels okay, press into the earth. Start to lift the hips, tone the belly, squeeze the backside, gaze to the sky. Careful not to drop into the neck. So keep the neck anatomical neutral from the spine. Squeeze the backside. Inhale. Exhale, lower down. Right? You might just be here one more time. Inhale, lift. Squeeze the backside a lot. Tone the belly. Hug the legs in. Exhale, lower down. Good. Take one hand forward. Take the other hand forward. Tone the belly. Slowly lower down. Work the shoulder blades up and back. Tone the belly. Lower down. I know. Lower down. Keep squeezing the belly. Lower down. Straighten one leg. Straighten the other. Take a rest. Nice and wide on your mat. Palms up towards the sky. Take the feet a little bit wider. Let the feet rest out, okay? If this isn't comfortable for you, you can have a blanket underneath the head or a pillow. And then I'm going to read a little bit while you're here, okay? So there is a pose to this. So squeeze the shoulders a little bit. And then make fists with the hands. Tighten the hands up a lot. And then gently release that. Good. Squeeze the feet and squeeze the legs a lot. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Exhale, release. Good. Squeeze all the muscles in your face. Tighten your face up. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Exhale, release. Now, tighten the whole body up. Tighten everything up. Squeeze everything. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Exhale, let go. Just sink into the earth. Let the earth hold you. Letting go of everything that happened this week so far, everything that happened today, and just be here in this moment. Trusting the timing of your lessons. Too often, our first inclination when we learn a lesson, gain a new insight, have an awareness, or glimpse a new truth, is to judge and criticize ourselves for not seeing it sooner, not knowing it before, or being in denial too long. That's not necessary. It's not appropriate. We're not at fault because we didn't have this awareness or understand this lesson until now. We don't need to see the truth one moment before we see it. Judging ourselves for not knowing sooner can close us off to what life has to teach us now. We're here to learn our lessons, discover our truths, and have our adventures. Let yourself have your experiences. Allow yourself to learn what you learn when you learn it. Don't judge yourself for not learning sooner. Be happy, grateful, and excited when your lesson arrives. Trust your voice, that quiet inner voice, when it speaks to you of truth. Be grateful you can hear it. Do what it tells you to do. Trust the timing of your heart. Start to wiggle the fingers and toes, making small movements that are organic to you, authentic to you. Maybe straightening the arms overhead, expanding in opposite directions. Start to bend the knees, bringing the knees in towards the chest. Give yourself a hug. Thanking yourself for your practice, for this time on your mat. Roll to the right side and pause. Gently coming up to a seated position on your mat as we started. Maybe having a blanket or a block underneath you or a pillow. Shoulders up towards the ears, let them rest on the back, hands in towards the waist. Eyes softly, gently closed. Coming into that intention that you set at the beginning of class, were you able to cultivate that? Did it change throughout the practice? If you don't have an answer, that's okay too. We'll take 3 deep grounding breaths. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Exhale out through an open mouth. Inhale. Exhale, release. One more time, inhale. Exhale, let go. Bound to the beautiful light in you and in each other. And may that light guide you in all that you do. Thank you.